Hello viewers, you're welcome to Fashion Styles and Cities. Today we are going to learn how to cut a Dolman shift dress with a pocket, a patch pocket and drawstrings. I want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers, especially those who watch, who share and comment on my videos. Let's start right away. So talking about a Dolman dress, I already drew the 3 lines required. The shoulder line, there's no need for a bust line, the waistline, and then the hip line is going to serve as a reference point for all the measurements you're making use of. So on the shoulder, these are shoulder slope, as you can see, just 1 inch down the straight line, 1 inch down. So on that shoulder slope, let me tell you how I got it. Remember, in a Dolman dress, for the shoulder and the sleeve is cut together. 2 of them are cut together. That's why it's called a Dolman sleeve. So this is the measurement I'm going to make use of. The shoulder of the person is 16 inches divided by 2 is 8 inches, which is this. And then the length of the sleeve is 8 inches. That is 16 inches. That of the shoulder and that of the length of the sleeve is 16 inches together. Then you now have 2 inches sewing allowance, or folding allowance rather. So that is how it's together. There's no need to come and start drafting separately like in your basic bodice, your armhole and the rest of them. So the next thing you are going to do on this space is to impute the round sleeve. That is circumference round the person's sleeve. So you are going to measure 10 inches down. Normally, for a Dolman dress, the round sleeve is usually between 9 inches and 10 inches. If the person is fat, if the person is maybe somehow chubby, 10 inches. Or if the person is somehow not so slim, you can be on a safe side, making use of 10 inches or 9.5 inches. So I want to make use of 10 inches for the person. So this is 10 inches. So the next thing you are going to do is, to draw a straight line from here to here. So this is 10 inches. So after the shoulder, the next thing is to impute the waist measurement, the circumference of the waist on this waistline. The person's waist I'm making use of is 36 inches. So for a Dolman shift dress, you already know that it's a shift dress, so it's not going to be fitted. So the standard for a Dolman shift dress is to add from 6 inches to 10 inches to the person's original circumference. So I'm going to add 8 inches to the person's circumference. That is 36 inches plus 8 inches will now give me 45 inches. So that's now what I will now divide into 4. So 44 divided into 4 will give me 11 inches. That is what I'm going to mark on the waist line. $11 Then I'm going to put 2 inches sewing allowance. That is 13 inches. So altogether 13 inches. That's what I have here. The next thing is on the hip line. The person's hip is 44 inches. The person's hip is 44 inches. So you're also going to add 8 inches that you added to the person's circumference on the waistline. You add it to that of the hip. So when you do that, you have something 44 plus 8 to give you 52. 52 divided by 4 will give you 13. So that's what we'll be making use of, plus 2 inches sewing allowance to give you 15. That's what you'll be making use of as the person's hip circumference for this shift dress. Remember your scale, you can decide to add 10 inches to yours. You can decide to add 6 inches to yours. So the next thing to now do is we are going to connect these lines. And when you connect these lines, you now trace it down. There's no other markings to do, just trace it down to the full length. The person's full length is 45 inches. So I'll just trace it down to 45 inches. That's all. So I'm going to connect this. Remember, this is our round sleeve. Remember, it's a cut together sleeve. Dolman, it's cut together. So I'm going to connect this straight line here to this place using a curve to now serve as the armhole curve, the normal one we do in basic bodice. So we are going to connect this place to this place using a curve. It's usually easier when you are making use of a French curve. But if you don't have a French curve, no problem. This is how you are going to do it. So we've connected using a curve. Just connect this place to this point using a curve. As you can see, this will now form our sleeve. This is now the round sleeve, and this is the cut together shoulder and the sleeve length. So the next thing to do now is to connect this point to this point, and that will be it. Like I said, it's very easy. You don't need it to be fitted. That's why it's called a shift dress. The next thing now is just to trace down to your full length. Please, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. I will attend to it. Be wondering why the gown is that long. It's actually for a very tall person. So when you are done cutting out, there's something I didn't tell you before cutting out. So that was why I'm yet to cut out this shoulder slope. We are going to add at least ½ inch sewing allowance on the shoulder slope before cutting it out. 1 inch or ½ inch sewing allowance, depending on what you want. But at least 1 inch or ½ inch will do. So we are going to mark ½ inch from here to this point. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. If you have any question, please ask, and I will attend to it as soon as possible. Don't leave here confused. So you are going to mark the ½ inch round. So after cutting out, the next thing is for us to carve out our neck. The neck depth I'm making use of on the front panel will be different from the one I will be making use of behind. The back panel will just be 2 inches down. That is a round neck. 2 inches down by width and by 2 inches down by depth. Then by width is 3.5 inches wide. But for the front panel, I'm going to make use of a round neck with a slit in the middle. And so I'll be making use of the width of 3 inches wide and then 3.5 inches deep, then a slit of 4 inches. This is what I mean. Remember, you will need to draft out your back panel before you start doing this. So from here, 3 inches deep. Sorry, 3 inches wide, 3.5 inches wide, then 3.5 inches deep. Connect here to here. Remember how to draft a round neck. If you are yet to learn, you can watch my video on drafting basic necklines. So after you must have done that, for the slits, you come down by how deep you want it to be. Like I said, mine will be 4 inches deep. So when after cutting it out, I will then open the slit up to this point, just up to where it's folded. That's it. I'm here to cut it out because I've not drafted out the back panel, because I will use it to draft out the back panel before imputing that of the neck. So after doing that, the next thing will be to measure out your patch pockets. So we have gone ahead to cut out the pockets, to cut out the neck. As you can see, it's round neck, then this is the slit. So it's going to be like this. The round neck and then the slit. We've also cut out the facing for the neck. And of course, I've also cut out the pockets. So I'm going to fix it in, but before I fix it in, I'd like to show you what I said earlier about fixing it in. Please, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. Drop your comments, like this video, share this video. So for the pockets, so I've gone ahead to cut out the pocket. This is the patch pocket we are talking of. This is the Ankara material I'll be making use of. That's also the material I'll use for the back panel. This is a jean material, denim. So for the pocket, in fixing it, this is what we said. This is what I said earlier. In fixing it, this is the waistline. Sorry, the hip line, remember. You can decide to make your own pocket to start from the midline of the dress. You can also decide to go in by a few inches. So for me, I'm going to go in by 2 inches from the midline. Remember, this material is folded into 2 uncut. All this while we've been cutting is folded into 2. So I'll come in by 2 inches from the middle. So if I come in by 2 inches from the middle, the width of the pocket will now be, that is from here down to this place. Whatever it is, that will be the width of the pocket. Mine is 12 inches. Then for where the pocket will start, you come down by 3 inches from the hip line. 3 inches from the hip line. So the pocket will run from here to this place, then down till to the full length of your garment, and then you fold. So like I said, this is the pocket. When we fix it, we'll have something like this. Remember, while cutting, add your folding allowance. So this is what we're talking about. You fold, you sew it this way, down, down to the end of your fabric. And then for the neck, remember I said you cut out your back pattern, so I've cut out the back pattern. So this is the neck design. It's round neck with a slit. This is the facing for the neck design. To be better to use the Ankara material, the facing for it. So after that, you fold in. You keep it like this for the facing. You keep it like this. This is the slit. So you keep it like this and sew front to front. You sew it, just follow the line and sew. After doing it, you turn it back. So I'm going over to do that. I'm also going to add the pockets. The next thing is, the next time I'll be back from the sewing machine is for our drawstrings. Remember, this is a shift Dolman dress with drawstring and patch pockets. So this is the space for your pockets. 2 inches from the midline, 3 inches below the hip line. So you fix your pockets, you sew down like this, and that's it. Okay, when we are done with the pockets, the next thing is our drawstrings. So all you need to do is to get your casing. You are going to sew in the casing. Remember, the cloth is on fold. The center middle, that is opposite to where your pocket is. Your pocket is. That's where you place it on. Just fold it. Come to the waistline. This waistline was the one that I just drew the second one, just 1 inch below to guide, but it's just on the waistline. You get your casing with your rope. You fold it this way, and then you sew it together with the rope. You just fold. You sew it together and fold. Then you sew this line. When you get to this point, make sure it does not get to the edge, because remember, you join this clothes, this front panel with the back, so it has to stop like 1 inch before where you will join it. After doing that, you flip it over. Don't sew it together with the rope, just hold the rope at the edge and then sew this part. After sewing, you flip over. You flip over like this, and then you top stitch. Fold in the rough edges, so white top stitching like this, and then you top stitch as you drag the rope to ensure the rope is not cut inside. So we're going to do it for the front, just half of this place, and then for the back, round the back, round the back. So let's do that. Then the next thing is now the sleeve. So this is 5 inches, depending on how long you want the round sleeve to be. You are going to fold. You fold on the wrong side. Like this. You join. After joining here, after joining, you now flip it over, that is into 2 again, so that you have something like this. So at this point, you just need to top stitch a little here, just tack it here, and tack it there. You don't need to run a thread down it. You fold into 2, it's folded into 2. You sew it on top the material, that is on the face of the material. Remember, it's folded, and then after folding it, you flip it over. You tack here, and you tack there. So Let me do that with the sewing machine. So this is what we are talking about. This is the casing I'm attaching on the back. So after you must have sewn on your waistline with the rope together, you now turn it over like this, folding, and then top stitch with the rope inside like this, with the rope inside, top stitch down till you've gone round. You don't do it halfway like we did on the front. Okay, so we are back from the sewing machine and we have attached our drawstrings. This is the casing, as you can see. We've also attached our sleeve, as you can see. I tacked in the middle. You can decide to put a button here for design, but it's all your choice. So for our drawstrings, as you can see, and then this is the one from the back. You tie it, and that's it. So please, if you have any question, like I said, leave it in the comment section. This is the back. These are our drawstring from the back. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section. I will attend to it as soon as possible. If you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe and turn on your notification button so that each time there's a video on a new video on my channel, you'll be notified. Share and like too. Like I said, it's very easy. Thanks for watching.